My name is Landon DuPont. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, and I play for Edge U18 Prep. Yeah, I think I'm a two-way D-man that also defends well and moves pucks up well, and I also think the game well, and I love helping my teammates make plays and joining the rush.
When we look at Landon as a player, what we see and what really pops in this age group is the skating, the edge work. He's so comfortable and able to beat guys on the blue line, able to shimmy around when he's exiting the zone and really accelerate off of his edges like we see so many of those elite defensemen do in today's game.
Obviously, everyone has their own confidence, and I feel like just having the confidence just makes you play better. Like, you can't play scared out there. You got to know that you're able to fit in and play your game even with the big physicality aspect.
You know, I think as a defender, he's really intelligent and really smart, and I think he's almost not able to showcase that as much because he spends so much time with the puck. And I'm excited to see as Landon progresses through junior and moves into higher levels of hockey, the ability to show that.
Yeah, I just want to try my best to help my team win, and you know, whatever it is, my role, defense, offense, I just want to help the team win, and our team's just going for that end goal, so if that's something we can achieve, that would be super special.
Welcome to the 2024 Western Hockey League Draft Lottery Show. I want to start by issuing some important congratulations. First, to the Saskatoon Blades for winning this year's Scotty Munro Trophy, an incredible accomplishment. Also, to Jagger Firkus and Moose Jaw for winning the Western Hockey League's regular season scoring championship. And finally, to all of our 20-year-olds, especially those who won't advance to this year's playoffs, congrats on incredible careers. Wishing you all the best in your future hockey endeavors, and look forward to you taking advantage of your Western Hockey League scholarships to attend the university of your choice. On the eve of the playoffs, I couldn't be more excited. Today we celebrate the draft lottery, 1 for the WHL prospect draft, and 2 for the WHL US priority draft. Players like Connor Bedard, Matthew Barzal, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, this is where they got their start. To all the fans, the draft represents the future. It represents new beginnings. It represents where your team will be this year onward. And to the prospects and to the parents, this is the culmination of your hard work, your energy, and your commitment to one day achieve that goal of playing in the dub. Thank you to all of you. Enjoy the lottery. Enjoy the upcoming draft, and enjoy the Western Hockey League playoffs presented by Nutrien.
Hello and welcome to the 2024 WHL Draft Lottery. Picks made at the annual draft can change the course of a franchise, and there's a lot at stake this time around. Recent notable first overall picks include Gavin McKenna and Berkeley Catton, while several others have gone on to hear their name called first overall at the NHL draft, like Connor Bedard and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. I'm Cami Kepke, joined by Western Hockey League Manager of Hockey Operations Taylor Green. Taylor, what can you tell us about some of the top prospects this season?
Well, it's a strong draft class this year, Cami. We're going to be lucky to see some 2009-born players that have had elite seasons this year, and specifically at the top half of the draft that we're looking at. And so we'll highlight it first by a name that everyone's talking about right now, Landon DuPont, playing at the Edge this season in the U18 League in the CSSHL, and he's had a dominant season. I don't think in the Western Hockey League we've had a defensive prospect of this caliber in a long time. You talk about his ability as a full package player, as a skater, so dynamic on his edges, the ability to accelerate in and out of traffic, as a shooter, one of the best shots in the draft class. He has a ton of abilities that make him a high-end player, and we're really excited to see what he can bring at the WHL level. Another player, Eli McCamey, playing at Shawnigan Lake this season. The other player playing U18 at this level. He's an elite player as well, very, very quick, a good offensive player that can shoot and pass. He brings you a little bit of everything, and he's got good size for this age group as well, plays a two-way game. And then Brock Cripps would round out my kind of top 3 that I've seen this season. A dynamic defenseman out of St. George's. He really has the ability to turn on the jets, move up in the rush. He's a player that brings a lot to teams as well. And so when you look at those 3 players combined with other players like Calder Hamilton in Saskatchewan, Aiden Bouchard at the Edge, Ozzie McIntyre, who had a great year in the AEHL this season, the lottery teams are going to have a lot of players to choose from at the top half of this draft.
You touched on it a little bit. This is the first time two of the top prospects are in the Canadian Sports School Hockey League playing U18 in their WHL draft season.
Yeah, it's a rare feat, Cami, and something that's really impressive. So we talked about Landon DuPont and Eli McCamey being those two players. When you look at comparables for underage players, so those are 14-year-old players playing up a year in U18, comparables for them, Connor Bedard and Matt Savoy are the only two players that have a higher points per game than Landon DuPont playing at that level. Fourth would be Gavin McKenna, and then fifth is Eli McCamey. So when you look at two players in this draft class being in the top 5 all time in points per game as underage players, it's really special. And Brock Cripps as well, at the U15 level, 70 points as a defenseman is the highest of all time. Second place is Tanner Molendyke, the recent Nashville Predators draft pick in Saskatoon, and he only has 55 points. So to be leading by 15 as well in that category just, again, boasts the strength of this draft class and those top 3 players.
And when it comes to the draft lottery itself, there's been a lot of movement with the picks, some of them tied back to some massive trades. Can you take us through how we got here?
Yeah, we've had a little bit of movement in the top 6 here for the lottery teams, Cami. And so the first being the Everett Silvertips acquired Kamloops pick last season in the Olin Zellweger trade. Kelowna has the number 3 pick on lottery odds, and they got that from Regina. They received it from Seattle, and they then flipped that pick to Kelowna for Colton Dock, a player who obviously helped Seattle win the WHL title last season. And finally, Prince Albert, who has the 4th best lottery odds this year. They acquired the Thunderbirds first-round pick in the Nolan Allen trade, the Chicago first-round pick, who was another key figure in Seattle's success last year. So we see that, Seattle and Kamloops had to move off some big assets to get good players in last season. But obviously, the two being the Western Conference finalists, I don't think they would do anything different. But those 3 teams, Everett, Kelowna, and Prince Albert, pretty happy to be playoff teams and have these lottery odds as well.
So today we are going to be starting with the U.S. Priority Draft Lottery. So Taylor, how is this different from the WHL Prospects Draft Lottery?
Yeah, we do them a little bit different, Cami. So the lottery for that, there's 6 balls. Each team in the lottery gets a ball into the machine, and they'll draw the first ball, which will be the 6th pick. The second ball drawn will be 5th. So you really want to be last in this draft. That receives the first overall pick in the U.S. draft.
And we've seen talent like Florida Panthers draft pick Grayson Sachin come up through this route. How have teams changed their approach to the U.S. priority draft?
Yeah, well, I think we've seen more success recent years, and Grayson's a perfect example of that. I think we see players like that really starting to open up a path for other U.S. players. And we look at our draft last year, the top 3 selections in the U.S. draft, Brody Gillespie, Cruz Waltz, and Noah Ta'amu, have all signed SPAs in the Western Hockey League and are looking to make impacts next season with their clubs.
The U.S. Priority Draft Lottery was held prior to the show. It's now time to reveal the results. The 6th pick belongs to the Kamloops Blazers. The Edmonton Oil Kings will pick 5th. The Tri-City Americans will select 4th. The 3rd pick belongs to the Calgary Hitmen. The Seattle Thunderbirds own the 2nd pick, which means the Regina Pats will select 1st overall in the 2024 WHL U.S. Priority Draft. Congratulations to Regina. Now it's time to see who will win the Landon DuPont sweepstakes. Here's how it works. There are 21 balls in the machine. Only 1 ball will be drawn, representing the team that wins the lottery. Only 3 teams have a chance to win 1st overall. Those teams are Everett, Tri-City, and Kelowna. Prince Albert can pick as high as 2nd, Edmonton can move up to 3rd, and Calgary can climb to 4th. After the ball indicating the winning team is drawn, no other balls will be picked, and the teams will fill the remaining spots based on the lottery standings. Western Hockey League Vice President of Hockey Richard Dirksen will reveal the winner after this.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super happy I made the decision to go to the WHL, and I was super lucky to land in Regina. It's just so cool to kind of look at all the names on the wall of this historic franchise, obviously, and to have my name there is really special.
Bedard's alone, he scores!
It's such a first-class organization there, and I've been able to kind of enhance my development, I think, and it's been a lot of fun. So I've really enjoyed it, and I'm happy that I decided to go the Western route.
Their goal is to play pro, to play in the NHL, and we want to help them to give them every chance to succeed at that. And we think this is a really, really good path, being able to have that school guaranteed. And what worked for me and what my kids, is that you can be focused on it, and if it doesn't work out, you haven't sold the farm, the saying, you know what I mean? So this is a great path that you can really go for it, along with keeping your other doors open if it isn't pro hockey down the road.
With the 6th pick in the 2024 WHL Prospects Draft, the Calgary Hitmen. The 5th pick in the draft belongs to the Edmonton Oil Kings. The 4th pick in the 2024 WHL Prospects Draft, the Kelowna Rockets. This means that the Prince Albert Raiders have won the lottery and will move up 2 spots, meaning the third pick belongs to the Tri-City Americans. The 2nd pick, the Prince Albert Raiders. And the 1st overall selection in the 2024 WHL Prospects Draft belongs to the Everett Silvertips.
Congratulations to Everett, which will select 1st overall in the 2024 WHL Prospects Draft. The Silvertips have never drafted higher than 3rd, which came back in 2003. The U.S. Priority Draft is set for Wednesday, May 8th, and the WHL Prospects Draft will be held on Thursday, May 9th. Thank you for joining us.